guys, welcome to Latrobe, specifically to St. Vincent College. He's Chris Halleck. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. We cover the Steelers. This is double shot of Steelers. And today was probably, Chris, at the risk of overstating it, a day like no other on this campus.
Yep, it was
this summer.
It was another padded practice.
Yep.
We've seen those, but it was the first time in a padded practice the offense actually looked formidable, efficient, competent. Run team looked good. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, probably the best he's looked all camp so far, I think at least. Ramon Wilson having a few nice routes, making some nice catches. Granted, one of them, Nick Herbig, was in coverage. You want to see receivers beat linebackers.
But you beat whoever you've got.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I just some really, really good progress, I'd say, but it's just another step in the training camp process.
Yeah, and I would begin in that area as Chris just alluded to Rodgers. I thought that he did a lot of good things. Here, hold this for a second.
Okay.
Watch this. There's this thing that he does, okay? Now, listen, I know he's been in the league for 20 years, so I don't want to overstate this, but he gets the ball, and it's just this three-quarters whip that's really, really fun to watch, and it's really effective. And again, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the other 31 franchises as a rule. There's one that I cover. Mm-hmm. So I know this is common knowledge, but it's pretty cool. And it gets where it needs to go, specifically where it needs to go.
Yeah, today was a really good example of when Aaron Rodgers is throwing the football and he's throwing it well. It's the quick release. It's on target. It's so fast that sometimes if you don't get your head around fast enough, it could mean problems for, and if you're not wearing a helmet. Either way, it could mean problems because then the other team might take it away if it bounces off somebody's face. Do you want to tell that story or do you want me to tell it?
Well, here's I'm going to share with you first. This is a 1-minute talk that I had with Scotty Miller on the subject that Chris just brought up. Scotty Miller, I have a question for you today that has a lot to do with how quick the ball is moving everywhere. It feels like there's a rapid pace to it, especially I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. What are you seeing? I mean, do you turn around and just it's there?
Yeah, you got to be ready. That's, I said, the biggest thing I noticed with him from playing with a bunch of different other quarterbacks, just the timing. You got to be, as soon as your foot goes in the ground, as soon as your head turns around, that ball is going to be on you. He could fit the ball into any tight window, which is part of the reason why he's so great. So you definitely got to stay on your toes and be ready.
It sharpens you in general, though, doesn't it? Including with your route running. Like, I'm thinking the goal line drill down there where DK had to turn around and go to the right, that was all timing.
Yeah. Well, it just gives you such a big advantage over the defense because you can just rely on waiting and throwing it up, making a jump ball. But if you have a plan and execute and timing, it just gives you an advantage over the defense.
A difference for your line, too, you think?
100%. I mean, there's some creatures in this league playing D-end and D-tackle. So
on this team, too.
On this team, absolutely. We got some of the best in the league. So the quicker you can get the ball out, another advantage to us.
If Miller looked a little tired to you there's a reason for that. This was a long practice. Mm-hmm. It lasted till around 4:25, and they usually go till around 4. Mm-hmm. I had predicted on the drive here, given the cloud cover and a little breeze that was coming through, that the head coach might abuse his privilege and run a little long given some of the weather issues that they had, but he really did.
Yeah, I mean, listen, these guys play a preseason game in 5 days. They go to Jacksonville. They have to get as much work in as possible, and with the way the offense has looked, and he won't say it, behind a microphone or at the podium or anything like that, but this offense has been significantly behind the defense thus far, and they need to get as much work as possible. And again, not only did they work long today, they looked a lot better. Now, Jalen Ramsey wasn't out there for the defense for almost any of the team drills. Joey Porter Jr. was very limited. Darius Slay was only out there for, a couple of the team drills. Same with TJ Watt. So some of the veteran guys on the defense, taking a seat, or taking a step back. But at the same time, it's still, there's still some really good players on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a whole second team defense either.
And in addition to what you heard Miller talking about there, because that is a factor. As Chris can attest, I spent the whole afternoon just watching O-line. Mm-hmm. That just that's sometimes a good way to watch these practices instead of getting all caught up in, ooh, look at the ball flying. And I'm looking to see what's happening in the areas where it matters for the team. I saw a couple of things, Chris. One was that I saw, and this was in general, that the offense, Arthur Smith's offense overall, did an infinitely better job of accounting for these rushes off the far edges. Mm-hmm. You started to see guys, whether it was other wide receivers or tight ends, it wasn't the tackles. It was other guys on the offense picking those things up. Sometimes late. They'd see it would be a late arrival, and they would adjust late, which was good. That was a positive. Broderick Jones acquitted himself, I thought, okay. I'm not going to go overboard. Go ahead.
No, I mean, but that's right now.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And you would rather it be okay.
Yeah.
With everything else that you have on the offensive line, because Zach Frazier still looks like Zach Frazier. Mason McCormick looked like a professional guard in camp, and Troy Fautanu, for the most part, looks like a legitimate tackle.
I thought he had a terrific day, and I just mentioned that to him on the way off the field. I thought, especially on the 2-minute drill stuff they were doing just now before we walked off, he was lined up on almost every snap across from T.J. Watt, and there were a couple times T.J. looked a little tired, but there were a couple times where TJ was giving it to him and still didn't get there. Now, what we're going to talk about after the break here is why they're not getting there. And we're going to get specific about it. And I think you guys are going to find this part really interesting because it's got very little to do with the offensive line and a lot to do with everybody else when we come back.
At DK Pittsburgh Sports, we take pride in coverage that connects our city's fans to their favorite teams. Now, that connection's stronger than ever. Introducing our all-new state-of-the-art app. Find expert inside reporting and original podcasts. Check live box scores. Track the latest stats. Chat it up with our community of thousands of fans, all in one place. The new app from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Coverage that connects.
Welcome back to Latrobe. He's Chris Halleck. I'm Dejan Kovacevic, and today was day something of training camp. You keeping track of the days? Or you lose them already?
I'm already losing them.
Yeah.
I think this is practice number 10.
Practice number 10.
I think.
And it was the best practice for the offense, in part because of, I don't want to call it tempo, because you hear tempo and you think no huddle. Yeah, it's not that. But
quick game.
Everything was quick, Chris. Everything was quick.
Yeah.
And that's not exactly something new for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
It's not something that's new for a lot of the guys that are on the offense. But you can tell that they welcomed it, and they welcomed it in a way that, okay, look, nobody was referencing Russell Wilson. I'll do that, okay? Those extended, pretending that it's 10 years ago in Seattle, roaming behind the line of scrimmage thing, that never had a chance to work for the Steelers in 2024. And here they are in 2025 with a whole new quarterback room, and this is the way they're going about it. Again, focusing on Rodgers here. You heard what Miller said about how you always have to be attentive. You have to be running the routes precisely. Everybody's on their toes at all times. But the line play becomes just a non-thing in this circumstance.
It does. And so the whole point of the quick game, and the quick game obviously got really popularized during when Bill Walsh introduced the West Coast offense back in the 80s. Like this was the entire purpose of the quick game, is to get the ball out fast, move the ball efficiently through the air, but it's like an extension of the run game because you can still control the clock, manage possession of the ball without putting the ball at a lot of risk. Now, Aaron Rodgers has a lot of experience doing this, even last season with the Jets, and this is the only real comparison I'll say that the 2025 Steelers and the 2024 Jets will have in common, other than the fact that they've rostered Aaron Rodgers, is that there is
both in the AFC.
That too. But there is going to be a nice helping of quick game in this offense, which that means Aaron Rodgers catches out a shotgun. It's one step, it's 3 steps, whatever it is, and the ball's coming out. And That's not because, he can only read his first read. No, that is literally what quick game is. You read the defense, you see what you have. If it's a middle field open, you're going to throw to this side. If it's middle field closed, you're going to throw to that side. Whatever it is, there are a number of ways to attack, but it all means getting the ball out fast and getting that also, to your point and to what Scotty said, means that receivers have to
get open.
They have to get open. They have to run
open.
precise routes.
And they have to, but they have to burst open.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's really the line that gets drawn here. Most of the oohs and ahs on a day like this are going to be when Rodgers hits one of those intermediate passes, okay? Or he had a couple deep ones too, okay? But those intermediate ones, the middle of the field, dude is just sprinting. You know what I'm talking about, okay? Yeah. The crowd just gets energized and everything, and that's all fun, okay? A lot of this was fun, actually.
Yeah.
But none of it works if they can't do these quickies. If they can't just find a way to just burst off the line. Now, the question that I've had about this offense, and I feel it's a fair one to continue asking until it's proven, is that these guys have to show that they can do these things. Okay, we've seen it with DK Metcalf. Not so much the this, but more of the this and this cutting to the out. Okay, and then curling back. He's done plenty of that.
Yeah.
But you're going to need Calvin Austin to be able to break off that quick slant right off the line. You're going to need the tight ends. You're going to need Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth. Yep. These guys are going to have to be available and open and very, very quickly, or else a lot of things will disintegrate.
It's very, very true. And again, when you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers and you're running quick game, details, and you will hear Arthur Smith harp on details every time he talks with the media. That's what he always does. That's what good offensive coordinators do, because good offenses have good details. But you especially have to have them because Aaron Rodgers, the routes have to be precise. They are a certain depth. They are from a certain part, like place on the field, certain depth, certain time. Like by the time Rodgers hits his back foot and he's looking for a specific receiver, that receiver has to be in the spot. And if it's not there, the entire play can break down. Then that's not being high maintenance for Aaron Rodgers. No. That's just being a good detailed offense.
That's it, yeah. And you also heard Scotty Miller talking a lot about timing. He and I referenced together the Metcalf touchdown early on in the end zone where there was just nothing. He was covered, okay? Everybody was doing their job. All Rodgers did was release the football exactly when Metcalf was supposed to turn around and face him. That's it. Metcalf turns around, and the ball is there. It's sitting there with a bow on it.
Yeah.
All he has to do is grab it, and he did that. It's an impressive thing to watch. I'm also going to bring up here today, as it relates to the quicker offense, when things happen faster, Chris, and again, we're not talking about tempo, we're not talking about no huddle here.
Yeah.
We're talking about just the execution of the play from snap to, something. The running backs benefit because what you're seeing there is now the defense is a little more unsettled. They know the ball's going to get out quickly. They don't have time to even get their thoughts in order, let alone react. And the next thing you have is here comes 230 pounds of Caleb Johnson at you.
Right.
And we saw some of that today too, didn't we?
Yeah. Listen, the run game, the run team period, I thought looked a lot better today. A lot less of getting stuffed at the line and having 4 yards here, 3 yards there, 6 yards there, 5 yards here. Now you'd like to see a little bit more explosive, and Caleb Johnson had what I would define as an explosive run, wide open hole that opened up in a wide zone run to the left. And he just ran right through the hole. And this is pads now. So now it wasn't pure live tackling today, but the blocking that had to take place, that stuff is live.
That's real. Yeah,
that's real.
They weren't throwing running backs to the ground, is what he's saying. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But Johnson would have ripped at least a first down run, if not gained at least 15 yards. So it looked a lot better today. And so when you can mix up a healthy run game with this quick game stuff, then you invite the defense to get closer to the line of scrimmage, and then that's when you open up the ability to take shots downfield.
Yeah, there was plenty to like in general about the offense. On the defensive side, there were a couple of interceptions, there were a couple of tipped balls and things like that, but we're kind of getting used to that now here. They just are what they are. But, boy, there isn't a single guy on that offense who won't tell you that they're not getting better because of who they're facing. And I know that's a cliche, the whole iron sharpens iron thing, but it really does seem to be applying here.
It really does. And the thing is that today, again, Joey Porter Jr. very sparingly participated in practice. He's working his way back from a jammed left thumb. Darius Slay was out there for a couple of team periods, but that was about it. Jalen Ramsey, I didn't see him anywhere during team drills. So those are your top three corners. So it was a lot of Brandon Eccles today. It was a lot of James Pierre. Same safeties. Juan Thornhill, Deshaun Elliott were both out there. But still, it's just going to show how deep this secondary is. And like, even if a guy goes down, if Joey goes down, you still have, in a normal situation, Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey on your outside.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's still, like, any team would kill for that pair of corners.
Oh, sure,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Wrapping up on the day's news and touching on some injuries here, Will Howard left practice. There's not a firm word on what that is.
No.
But I saw him after a rollout that was a successful rollout. He bulleted the ball, and then he went like this with his arm. Now, that might mean nothing. It could have been his ankle for all I know. I'm just sharing.
It was his hand. Mike Tomlin said.
Oh, he confirmed that?
Yeah,
okay, I came down here before Chris.
Mike Tomlin said after practice that Will Howard is being evaluated because he hurt his hand on a center quarterback exchange. So it might have been on that play.
So it might have on that play, but
Yeah.
he still got a hard throw off. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's obviously not great for him. Jonnu Smith, we saw walking off right in front of us.
But he was walking. I mean, no limp or anything. If anything, not to get graphic or anything, he might have just had to go to the bathroom. I have no idea. I mean,
Nah, he'd have been going faster.
Well, that's probably true.
That was not a walking to the bathroom kind of walk here. See what kind of football scouts we are here.
Hey.
Guys, we'll be back here with another one of these double shots for you tomorrow. Make sure you check out the DK Pittsburgh Sports app. And by that, I'm not talking about YouTube or this or that or whatever else here. I'm talking about our app, DK Pittsburgh Sports. It's free on Apple. It's free on Android. Go to dkps.net/Apple. You can't forget that. Or dkps.net/Android to download our app and check out everything that we're doing from up here throughout the day, live as it's happening. So we'll talk to you tomorrow.